Hello, my Suburban family. How are you all doing today? Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're keeping safe during this COVID time and practicing all the precautions that is necessary to keep safe. Because Suburban Girl does not want anything to happen to you. This video here is just a video of me preparing dinner. Hopefully you like it, and hopefully you will actually like it on YouTube for me, please. And if you feel the urge to, you can also subscribe. It's free to do, and please hit that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video, which hopefully will get better as I continue on this journey being Suburban Girl. So here we have my chicken that has been soaking in water. So I'm going to show you the cleaning process and how I clean my chicken. So please stay tuned. So here's the chicken now. We're just going to check inside to see if there's anything left in there from the time it was killed until it came to the grocery shop and to my house here. Just clean up the little what is in there left. Granted, this chicken looks like it has been well cleaned inside. So I'm going to try to get out stuff. So just bear with me for a little. Like these stuff, like some of these stuff that you don't need to have in here. Ooh, yes. And as you can see, the neck is still attached. So I'm going to get that out and save that for later, for our later dish. So this is me cutting it. I don't know, some persons are squeamish about the neck and those parts, which I don't really understand it, but like this, if you got multiple chicken necks, you could use this, make chicken broth or some soup, or you can even curry it, which is one of the popular things here in Jamaica, and it tastes really good too when it is done. So another part we're going to cut is this tail part off. My mother told me that it's kind of named the grease trap or the grease bucket or part. I'm not too sure. Comment below what it is, but I just know it's full of fat and grease. Suburban Girl doesn't need to get any fatter right now. But see, like these parts, you see those parts in there? Just gonna use, we're just gonna use the knife, and you see that I'm gonna try to show you. Bear with me, please. You see this part here? I'm going to try to get that part out. So, and then also when I'm finished doing that, I'm going to just check the bird again to make sure that there was no leftover feathers. Like you see, like that part there, like that part. And like scrape the chicken. And I'm going to get rid of this part here of the chicken, because the wingtip, because I don't really use it. So I'm just going to see, I'm going to try to remove like all these parts here that have like residue of feathers. But so far the chicken feels good, and I'm going to get rid of like these fat parts. I'm going to leave the skin on, but like these extra fat that I don't need on the chicken. So stay tuned. When you come back, the bird would be well clean. Oh, and before I say that, I'm also going to be using some vinegar. Some of the vinegar, I'm going to show you. Some vinegar in some water after, to soak the chicken into a little bit. This is my way of cleaning the chicken. You could use lime or lemon. Right now I don't have no limes on hand, so the next best thing is white vinegar or any vinegar that you have on hand. Comment below, do you clean your chicken? And if you do, please tell me, how do you clean your chicken? Is it the same way? Comment below. Thank you. So my chicken is right here now. It's soaking in the vinegar. I got off and got out all of the stuff that I needed to get out. So in the meanwhile, while it's there cleaning or soaking in the vinegar water, I'm going to move over and try to make the actual seasoning parts. So I'm going to use tablespoon eyeball amount of salt, some onion powder, some crushed red pepper, some cilantro, not a lot, but just some, or however much cilantro you would like. Black pepper, which you can never go wrong with black pepper, at least not in my opinion. I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper, or should I say cayenne pepper? I should say, sorry, because this is gonna bring in the heat. Shit. Sorry for that breaking transmission. But it happens to the best of us. So where were we? I'm gonna add some basil. If I had fresh basil, that would be good, but I don't have any. So I'm gonna be using dried basil, which is just as good. It gets the job done. I'm going to add some hot mustard powder, which this does bring the heat. This brings the heat for sure. I know that, because anytime I use it in any food, it's really hot, which I don't mind. After all, it's sweet and fire chicken. I'm gonna add, yes, you know, you have those mishaps, especially when you're working by yourself. So I'm going to add some sugar now to the mixture. 2 tablespoons. So 1, 2. And you know, sweet and spicy does go together. So you know what? I'm just gonna put a half more teaspoon in there. So now I have all of this mixed. When we combine them, it's gonna be good. So this is our dry mixture, and the dry mixture is what I'm going to put on to the chicken so that it can set overnight or just flavor overnight. So it's just this, and I'm going to save just like this amount left over for tomorrow. So I'm going to put this separately, but this all is going to go on the chicken. Join me now as I'm going to prepare the wet mixture for tomorrow. So now I'm going to be making the wet mixture, as I said. So all you do is use whatever hot sauce you like. Right now, this is what I have on hand. Hot pepper by Grace. Not sponsored though. So you're just going to add this. We're going to eyeball this amount. So that's like a tablespoon. Yeah. A splash of soy sauce. Tell you, it's fun working in the kitchen. Yes. I'm going to add a little ginger extract. But ginger is a very good thing for the tummy. I'm going to add some honey. Not a lot, but just some. Yes, this is some real good honey. It's not like those honey what you get from. This is pure honey, as it says. Pure honey. And I'm going to add something that I really enjoy eating just by itself. Sometimes, hence why I'm so fat. But what to do? I'm going to add some strawberry preserves. So now it's in the bullet, and I'm going to just turn on the bullet and make it do its thing. Sorry for that loudness a while ago, but you see, it's now done. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour this out, and I'm going to leave it in the fridge overnight again. So you see how the consistency is? It's the right consistency. It's not too watery and it's not too thick. It's just right. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and the next time you see this, I'll be using it tomorrow. So I'm going to go and rub the chicken up. So stay tuned. So now I'm going to rub up my chicken. So all I'm going to do, you see the ingredients in my hand here, and I'm going to just rub it under the skin. The skin helps to keep the meat juicy during the cooking process, which we would love to have that happening. And it also has a nice crispiness, depending on if you want the chicken to be crispy. So I'm just rubbing it under, and I'm going to put some inside the chicken because we want flavor to the bone. And I'm just massaging it in. You see? It's looking good. So just make sure that stays out there. Okay, I'm going to turn over the back now. Give it a little tap. But not double tap. You can still push it there, because the back has good juicy parts, which is the actual bone, which is good. Sorry that you see me struggling a little bit, but everybody has their struggles, and we should try to help make it lighter for everyone. Me and my butter fingers. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can enter and get some underneath the leg part there, so that the thigh and the legs can get some juice and some flavor. Do you roast chicken often? Comment below, and please do tell Suburban Girl. Don't be afraid. And remember, please, if you do like this video, please share it. And please, I beg of you, to subscribe, and please do hit that notification bell so that you will be alerted to when I have new videos uploaded. And it's free to subscribe, so please do, I beg of you. Suburban Girl is just trying, like the rest of us. I beg of you. So now that everything is seasoned, because you can see inside is well seasoned and good. Oh, you can smell the pepper tickling your nose as black pepper does. Just using the little rest, because sometimes the breast needs a little bit more love. So you just massage it in. So now that I have this like this, I'm going to put it in a zipper bag, well, a Glad freezer bag, and leave it in the fridge overnight for tomorrow's dinner. I'm going to try to put it into the bag. Ooh, and it fits just perfectly in the bag. Obviously, you put this onto like a platter or a plate and put it in the fridge so that if it does drain out, which I hope it doesn't, it will drain in there. So the little that is left of all of these good juices, I'm going to still throw it into the bag for extra flavor. Just seal it up, and you can give it a nice little shake. So, and then you put it in the fridge. Then you put it in the fridge and it shall be ready to go for the next morning or whenever you choose to cook this. But if it's in the fridge, I guess you try to do it within 2 days. Okay? So I'm just going to put my chicken in the fridge, and tomorrow you'll see me again. Stay tuned. Chicken. It's morning time now. So I'm going to put in my chicken into the oven, but this is how I'm going to do it. So you see, I've had it in a plastic bag, in a dish, in the fridge overnight, making sure it gets some flavor into it. I'm going to transfer it into this roasting pan, which all I've done, I've just wedged up 2 potatoes and an onion just to help it, because I love roast potatoes. So here I go to put this into that. So now it's in the roasting pan. So I just cut a pepper and with the seed exposed, and all I'm going to do is put it inside the actual chicken, because remember, this is supposed to be sweet and spicy, and you can never go wrong with adding a clove of garlic. Just putting it right in here just so it can get some smell going on. So you see, it's going to come on good. I'm going to show you one other process. Stay tuned. So remember, I put aside some of the seasoning salt last night that I made. So I get a little bit of butter, and I'm going to put it in the pan, this, and I'm going to try to mix it around as much as I can. Sorry, I'm doing everything one-handed today, but you see, I got some. So what this now here, I'm going to put it inside the chicken. I'm going to show you. So as you see, the butter, I'm going to rub it on the breast part, under the skin, because the breast part tends to be dry sometimes because it's one of those meaty parts of the chicken. I'm just gonna rub it on it. And this should help to make it get to the point that I want it to come to. I just put it on this part of the chicken, the breast part, because I like when the breast is moist. And all I do is just scatter some of this on it, some of the leftover on the skin part, because there are some times that I like the skin. Roast chicken is one part of it, or one time that I actually like the skin part of this chicken. Usually I make my chicken skinless, or if that's what you would call it. I have no clue. And then the juices that were left in the bag, I'm just going to pour the juices that were left in the bag. So sorry, I do not know where that footage went. So sorry. But all I did was put the butter under the skin of the part of the breast. And now I'm going to use the juices that were left over in the bag from last night. That's why it's suggested to use a bag, or if you have one of those big containers, so that this doesn't end up in your fridge. But this, I'm going to pour it over the chicken. Well, not really over. I'm going to pour it inside the chicken because you want moisture to be in there too. So now I'm going to cover it and put it in the oven. Join me. So this is the chicken before. So I'm going to put it in the fridge. You see I put the juices inside. So I'm going to put it, not the fridge, in the stove, in the oven. So sorry when we get confused, but it happens to the best of us. So what happened if I make a mistake? But still, I would love if you comment and tell me what I can do better, because every single person has a right to air their view. So I'm going to cover it up, and I'm going to put it in the oven. And I'm putting it on the lowest tray. My oven is on, so I'm going to try to put it in the oven. So stay tuned. So now it's in the oven. So all we're going to do is wait. My oven was preheated already, so I put it on 200. So you're just going to wait, and you're going to have to check it. So stay tuned again. So as you see, this is the chicken now. I have opened it after 20 minutes just to check on it. So you see what's happening? The chicken is actually getting cooked. So I'm going to just poke it with the poker. And you see, nothing comes up. You saw those little juices a while ago. Oh, pretty. So I'm just going to turn it over right now. So all I do is just put this here. I'm going to use two hands. And I'm just going to flip it. Yes, coming on right. See? You see how it's cooked? Don't worry. It will soon get some color on it. Actually, right now, I'm going to just paint on some of the wet mixture that I made last night that you saw. And then just put it on this part here, so that it can cook, because we're going to flip the bird one more time. And you see the potatoes are coming on perfect. Okay. And I'm just going to push it in. I'm not even covering it back up. In fact, you know, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to also put in a breadfruit. You can check out my second to last video, link in the description, to check out that video. So I'll leave this space for my breadfruit. Okay? Stay tuned. So I've taken out my chicken. Not that it's finished yet, because I still have one more process. But I'm going to just take out the potatoes, because they are done. They may stick onto the thing, because I kind of overdone them. But nonetheless, I'm just going to take out the potatoes and come back. So I've turned the chicken back on its back. I know that's a lot of alliteration for you. So I'm just going to paint on my wet mixture that I made last night. Suburban Mom came in and asked if it was barbecue sauce. No. I'm not barbecuing chicken. This is not barbecue sauce. I'm just going to do that around here. I'm going to continue to paint it. And I'll come back. So now I have put on the wet mixture on it, and I'm going to put it right back inside the oven just so that hopefully it will crisp up. Crossing my fingers that it will actually crisp up. Okay? Alright. See you soon. To eat with my roasted chicken, I am preparing a pasta cheesy salad. So, or people also call it macaroni and cheese, but this is tortellini. See? Tortellini. So, just going to put it in there. First, salt the water. And a choops of oil. So that the pasta doesn't stick. Just add it to the water. And you'll see what else I'll do. I'm going to show you what I put into my pasta sauce. It's very, very simple. And it's going to be creamy. So I put in some milk. You can use any type of milk you want. Whatever milk you eat or drink. Sorry, not eat. Well, you can eat milk too because it's ice cream. I'm going to add just this amount of salt because everything needs salt. I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm going to add some cream cheese. This amount of cream cheese. Or as much as you want. As much as you want because I love cream cheese too. And whatever variation of cream cheese you use, you can use that. So now, I'm going to add just a little bit of sour cream. Just a little, not a whole heap. Sorry, not heap, but it's a little. Just to give it a little tart taste. I am going to add just a very small amount of sazon. That adds some flavor and also adds a beautiful orange color that I like. Because Suburban Girl likes all these colors. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just going to add just a slight bit more cream cheese because I want it to be thick and nice. And I'm going to add just half a can of cream of mushroom. Because we don't want too much, but to overpower it. So you see, that's going to be the cream factor. So I soon come. So now I'm going to be making my pasta sauce. So I'm going to put in this amount of margarine or butter, whichever one you use. I use more margarine than butter in my household. And add just a little flour. And this should end up as a roux. Just make sure you mix out all of the flour into the butter. Sorry if you're hearing all of these sounds, but I'm trying. Okay. Sometimes I don't even wait until it comes out to be the perfect roux that it should be. So now I'm just going to add in my mixture that I just showed you. Sorry for the little splash. When I'm doing everything one-handed. So I'm just going to allow these things to just combine. And hopefully it becomes very creamy. I'm still not finished with it. You see this light color that it has with it, with the little orangey coming out due to the little sazon. But it's going to come out how I want it to come out. This is not yet done. So I'm going to leave it. In fact, I'm going to actually cover it. Sorry for that. I'm just going to cover it and make sure it goes well. Fingers crossed. So now I'm going to be adding some Edam cheese, which is very tasty. So I'm going to add that amount to here. It's not going to all melt. I've turned off the heat, or you can reduce the heat. So it's going to just come along. So because it's going to rest here for a second. Not a second, just rest for some minutes here. Ooh, you see? And you see how creamy it has gotten? Yes, that's the consistency, and it's going to get a little bit thicker when this melts. You can use any cheese you want. You can use Edam, you can use Tasty, not Tasty, the Jamaican yellow cheese, because that hardly melts in my time of using that. But it will come. You can use any cheese, Swiss, Gouda, anything. I like the taste of Edam, so I don't mind it. Vegetarian cheese will do well too. So even pepper jack. But I'm going to allow that to stay and we'll come back. So here you have the pasta that was cooked, and all I did was run it underneath some cold water to stop the cooking process. So I'm going to add the sauce that you saw me make to it. And see, I told you the cheese has melted out. Just add it to it. And all we do is mix it. Sometimes you mix too hard sometimes. And then I'm just adding some fresh scallions or spring onions or green onions, whatever you call it. You can add whatever ones in it, but this is fresh from Suburban Girl and Suburban Mom's garden. Just a little. Looking good, right? Not too runny and anything. It's just right. And then you see, let me just taste one to taste how it tastes. Now that's what I call a simple creamy pasta salad. So I'm just going to steam some cabbage. Very simply. So right now the pot is hot with the oil. Add a little black pepper and some salt. And I'm going to just cover it up so I can do the steaming. I hope you could hear me a while ago. I said I just cover it up to do some steaming. So I'm going to show you a simple gravy that I'm going to make. So this is what was left in the pot. It's when I was roasting. I'm going to add some corn starch to it, which is a thickening agent. And I'm just spin it around. I'm going to add some rice cooking wine. Not too much, just a small amount. And I'm going to add some red wine vinegar. And it is as simple as 1, 2, 3. So all I did was just add a little water, and you see all of those lovely scrapings at the bottom with the onions that were roasted. So sorry for the noise because this is metal hitting upon this enamel, but it will look good and taste good. See, it's not quite yet the consistency yet, but it's coming along. And you see that lovely rich red color? That's good. So as you see, Suburban Mom is there cutting up, chopping, as she rightly corrects me, the bird. So see, yes man, it's getting real good. Oh see, so sorry about that. You know, mishaps happen. Nothing is broken or no one is injured, so kids, don't try this at home. Serving time. Oh yes, it's eating time. So Suburban Mom came in and did her sharing of the food. So here it looks. The pasta and the rice. I just steamed just some simple Spanish rice. Simple Spanish rice. So sorry you never got to see that. But it's beautiful, see? And I hope it tastes how it looks. So stay tuned. And please again, if you like what you've seen so far, please do share and subscribe. I beg of you. I thank you also. So just finished having dinner. Yes, just having it on the veranda. So, food got nyam. Yes, got nyam. That's what we would say in Jamaica. We finished and ate all our food for those who are proper, but we've just nyam up some food. So hold for a sec. So you see, plate well clean up. And we had some nice fruit punch made by Suburban Mom. Suburban Mom just ate. And I'm going to ask our guest, Miss Molly, how did the food taste?
Very good. Excellent.
And I tell her to be brutally honest. If the food was too salty, too peppery, too bitter or whatever, I just wanted to know because I'm human and I do make mistakes too. So that's Miss Molly. So you see, food eat up and everything. Not even the dogs can get anything. Your mommy say about me too extra, but sometimes you have to be too extra sometimes. So we just had it on the veranda looking out on the lawn. Yes,